Can we touch on bullying?
Yeah.
If you feel like your child's been bullied,
Yeah.
and if you think they are, what do you do about it?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's really interesting because bullying is a term that's bandied around, often for all sorts of behaviours. And Peter and I were talking about this earlier. We sometimes see kids who are doing thoughtless things.
Thoughtless.
Or mean things.
Yeah.
Right.
Or silly things that may make somebody else feel
hurtful
uncomfortable.
or unkind.
But bullying is a really heavy term. Bullying is something that is really ongoing, intentional, wanting to harm.
Okay, that power imbalance too.
Power
Somebody
imbalance.
who's got power over you.
Got it.
Intimidative.
Yeah.
Is that the right word?
Yes.
Yeah.
Intimidatory.
Didn't quite say it quite right, but you know what I mean. You know.
If you guys don't know, I've got no.
We know what we mean.
Yeah.
But I think that, if it is genuine bullying, then that's when we as parents need to help our kids navigate this, because sadly, bullying doesn't stop in the playground.
Yeah, well.
We will sometimes come across adults who bully.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
That's
so
true.
we want to help our young people learn how to navigate and work with and deal with people who are bullies.
Yes, because it's complex. I think probably the most, in my experience, the most common form of bullying tends to be verbal, tends to be meanness, mean words and putting people down. And then lesser so perhaps social bullying, exclusion. But I mean, then again, it's okay for a child not to want to play with that other child. They just don't want to play with them. That's kind of okay.
Yeah, right.
Physical bullying, of course, which is horrible. But the emerging thing and the emergent thing is, of course, cyberbullying, and that's insidious because of its 24/7 nature. And that's where we really need to wade in. You don't want your child lying in bed with a phone under the covers, reading all these nasty texts and things. That is brutal and horrible. And that's where you've got to go hard.
And sorry.
No, I was just going to say, so having an open relationship, what you really want is to be astute to your child's moods and the way they are. And you notice. Parents notice. You've got that capacity to kind of go, they're a bit quiet. They're not eating. They don't want to go to school, or they don't want to go to youth group, or they don't want to go to scouts, or they don't want to play sport anymore. What's going on? And trying to sort of get in behind that and say, I've just noticed you're a bit out of sorts at the moment.
That's really good.
Anything you want to talk about?
So much of it is about communication.
Yeah.
So much of it is about the relationship you have with your kids. Because if you have a good relationship and you've worked really hard on that, and we as adults have to do the hard work, when the kids lose it as a teenager, we don't wait for them to come back to us and apologise. We have to go and chase them.
Great.
And so when they lose it, we just want to have good relationships so we can talk about everything, whether it's bullying or mental health or social media issues or whatever it might be.
And it's working out where the line is too, because somebody comes home and says, such and such was a bit mean to me today and I'm a bit sad. You don't want to parachute in and cause World War III. You want them to learn that they have survived that situation and they're okay. That's building resilience. So that when things happen to them as teenagers and adults, they've got some capability to cope and not to get knocked down, or to get knocked down but to get back up again and go, that's all right. Whereas if parents just bury them the whole time, they don't have that chance to kind of develop those resilient skills. But at the same time, there's a line. And bullying is horrible. And it's hurtful, and it can really have a terrible impact on people. So we're going to take it seriously. And that means, and first thing you do is kind of like almost a danger assessment. Is my child in danger physically? Are they getting physically hurt? Are they getting mentally traumatised because there's somebody stacking on them on some sort of social media platform? Are they? So a risk assessment.
Great.
And it may well be that they have the capacity that you encourage them, if safe, to actually stand up to the bully and say, I don't appreciate the way you're speaking to me. I don't like you speaking like that. But that's really hard for a kid to do. It's really hard.
I'm glad you say that.
It's really hard.
You can role play it and you can come up with...
But man, in real life.
Yeah, but in real life.
But it depends on the circumstance, because sometimes that person who's bullying doesn't realise the damage that they're doing.
Usually they do. And so there are things you can do for cyberbullying. You have those boundaries around, okay, listen, you're not going to be accessing your phone after dinner. I want you off those sites. We're going to block those sites. We're getting off. Delete that stuff from the phone or block that person. Because cyberbullies only have power when you actually engage with the platform. If you never looked at your phone, you don't get cyberbullied.
That's exactly right.
But the other thing, of course, is to work in partnership. If it's a school, and that is a fairly common thing because children spend so much time at school, communicating with the right people at school so that they can monitor and step in. And sometimes it can be just there's a disagreement between a couple of kids, or this person, the bully, doesn't know the harm they're having. Or it can be quite disciplinary and saying, listen, you're your behaviour is way out of line and that's unacceptable here. We're not going to stand for it, and there will be consequences if you continue in this way. So actually, you must never be afraid of getting on the blower, and not just for somebody said a nasty word to my child on the bus. Oh, okay, we're not going to go World War III on that. But when they are in danger, when they're getting hurt, or when they're even sort of close to that, must always partner with the school or with other adults so that we can work together in making it right.
The school's a great resource.
Because
these people have chosen to hang with teenagers and support them in their teen years. And so they're there because they love kids.
Brilliant.